Happy New Year 2022 and happy new planner day. Today is that magical day when we get to finally open up our planners and start daydreaming about what we are going to accomplish and all the things we're going to get done in 2022. It is my favorite time of year, and it did take me a little bit longer to decide which planners I'm going to use, but I think that it means more than ever to me this year because I am definitely in the multi-planner camp. I love to use multiple planners. I love to separate out the purposes of them. And in the past, I have used many different planners. But when our lives kind of changed and we ended up on the road as of August last year, I ended up having to pare my planner usage down to just a few things. And I have really missed the functionality of having a different planner for each purpose and being able to kind of brain dump and separate things out. So I am very excited to say I am settled now in an apartment for a while, and we have started house hunting for our dream house. And so I was able to indulge in more planners. So I have one core planner and then multiple spin-offs that have different purposes, and I can't wait to talk about it. I would love to hear what planners you're using, so feel free to tag me over on Instagram at Heartbreathings, or leave a comment down below with any of your YouTube videos that you've done on this, or just which planners you've decided to use for the year. I'm so excited, so let's get started. This is going to be a long video, so grab your favorite beverage and let's hang out and talk 2022 planners. Yay, welcome. I am surrounded by all my planner stuff, and this is like so happy making. Happy New Year. We're going to go over my main planning systems that I plan to use, and some of this is going to be malleable throughout the year. It's going to be flexible, but I will take you through kind of where I'm starting the year, and then maybe I'll do a mid-year planner lineup where you can see what's changed. The main thing that I love to use on a daily basis that was like, if I could only choose one planner, I would choose my HB90 planner. So this is a printable planner that I designed. It's for writers. It's kind of designed for writers, but really for anyone with goals, you could use it. Now I have these letter size pages. The download comes in letter size or A5. So I have these letter size pages that I printed out and I've been using for my actual planning because I like to have the bigger sheets to do the planning on in terms of the goal setting. But I usually would put this into a big happy planner, but I don't have the punch. I don't have any of my discs and happy planner supplies. So for now, this is just gonna go in a folder, but I am using this. And if we get settled, this will go into a big happy planner system. But the daily and weekly part of the HB90 method is actually in my A5 binder. And one of the things that I love to do, I tend to get bored, or I get this sort of fear of missing out sort of feeling when it comes to new months, and I've been in the same old planner for 6 months. And so one of the things that I started doing a few years ago is switching out my binders, and I absolutely love doing that. But while we've been on the road, I've only had 2 with me, so I have purchased 2 more. So I have this Kiki K one. I also have a pink Kiki K one, and I'm not going to walk you through the whole kind of setup because I am going to do a setup for the month of January, but I have these dividers, and in here there's a mix of things like monthly planning, but the main thing that I use on a daily basis is the HB90 daily and weekly part of the planner. So you can see this is week 1 coming up, and there have been some changes this year where I've added some time tracking and task blocks. So that's kind of new to the HB90 system. And I am going to do a video also about my Kanban board and what's changing with the time tracking. But for now, I'll just kind of give you a glimpse. So I plan my tasks for my 3 goals here. I plan out my week just at a glance on this page. And then I have daily pages here where it's like the night before or the morning of, I can switch things around. I can pick up on anything that didn't get done yesterday, and I can really get down to the nitty-gritty of planning on these pages. So that's the bulk of this planner. Then there's some other things. I'm going to be changing this out though, so that's why I don't want to go through a big system, but I'll show you some of the new inserts that I'm purchasing. Later today, I'm hoping to set up my new binder, but I'm going to show you this one first. So one of the new A5 binders that I purchased this year was the A5 Erin Condren Flora Agenda. And this is sort of envelope style with a magnetic closure, this beautiful blush flora. And I saw this on the website and I had to have it. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's even more beautiful in person. The A5 binders are more flexible too, which is kind of neat because it allows you to sort of put more stuff in them than some of these others that have like cardboard or some other thing that makes them stiffer. And you've got a lot of pockets here. You've got pockets here that you can really stuff with stickers. This year, they also have changed it to where you can buy some of the inserts and some of the like lined pages. You can also buy the productivity pages separately. And I'm so excited for this change because I love these productivity spreads where you have lined pages and then you've got a checklist, because this is great for projects, for video production, different kinds of notes and like gist lists and things like that. So you can buy a whole stack of these. And I think it was maybe $10 or less. And especially if it's on sale, I know they were having a 20% off their entire site sale, and I think it's still going on. So I will put all those links down below for you. Since I'll be showing you a few Erin Condren planners today, if you're brand new, if you sign up through my link down below for the first time for an account, they will send you a $10 coupon. And I'm pretty sure that stacks with the 20% discount if it's still going. So I will leave all the links to that below. But I love that you can now buy the paper separately, like the notes pages and stuff. The Flora planner came with this beautiful floral inserts where you've got the monthly page and then these horizontal pages. I have some ideas for how I'm going to incorporate these pages into my main A5, but I won't be using this like as a package the way it came. I'll be pulling pages out and kind of creating my own planner from these pages, but I'll share that full setup of my A5 with you later in the month. But I wanted to show how beautiful this is. It's just really, it's gorgeous. But the one that I'm gonna be using probably for most of the year and for sure in January is the one that was a gift from my husband for Christmas. And it is probably the most beautiful, definitely the most like fancy and well-made A5 binder I've ever had, which is this beautiful one from Cloth and Paper. And it came in this really nice box. This took my breath away. It's a croc stamped black leather with these kind of dark metallic or metal accents here. And then when you open it, it kind of has a Saffiano leather feel to the inside with black rings. Now, my only complaint about it, as you can see, is at least when it's empty, it does not open flat. So we're gonna see how to I don't wanna like bend it because it's just so perfect and beautiful, but I'm hoping that once I get the inserts in it, it will lay flat. But it has a lot of pockets here, which I think will be nice for the decorating. And then you've got two pockets on the side, a longer pocket or a bigger, like heftier pocket here, a back pocket and a pin loop. And then you've got the black rings. And I think that you can get this with gold rings as well. And then she has lots of different, so she has like a quilted one. I think there's a white one. Beautiful. These are an investment, but I can tell already this is just gonna be like really great quality. I just hope that once I get my planner pages in it, it lays a little bit more flat, because that is gonna really bother me if it keeps closing. So I will keep you guys updated on that. But it came with this nice sort of packaging here, and I've been leaving that in there so that I don't mess up any of the rings. But this is one of the most beautiful binders I've ever had, and I'm so excited to set it up. But I didn't just get the binder, I also got a bunch of things from her shop. So I will leave a link to the Cloth and Paper shop. She also has a really great monthly subscription, and I think maybe even a quarterly subscription. She has a pin subscription. I highly recommend her shop if you want to check it out. But the inserts I've been using for part of last year, and I wanted to keep it going. So I got this couple of these little packs of dots. So these are transparent little dots that I like to use for different parts of the planning. And actually, I won't open this one, but this has some different shapes besides the dots. And then I got purple. This one's called suede, but it's kind of like a green, and cotton, which is a really light pink. Then I got multiple inserts and things like that. So I have a monthly dated insert that is Sunday start, and I will share this with you guys when I do my full setup. I also got these dashboards. They're kind of like vellum overlays. And so there's one for every month of the year. So you've got J for January, F for February, and so on. And they're just really pretty because they're that sort of frosted overlay that's gonna be beautiful and give that, like all of her inserts are kind of like minimal and
beautiful but very functional, and I think I'm being drawn to that in some ways, even though I do still love all my like colorful stickers and things like that. So this is just a lined sheet, but she calls this one the task planner inserts because you've got this little line over here to the side where you can put a check mark or a number or a note of some kind. And I really like these inserts. I've bought them before and I just ran out of them, so I'm getting more. And then this one I've never had before. This is called the mental wellness inserts, and there's like positive affirmations, mindful intentions, and free thoughts. So you guys will see some of this come up in my planner setup. Then I also got an undated hourly inserts. Now she has multiple options of these, but I got the Lao Tzu ones. And it came with this dashboard that says time is a created thing. To say I don't have time is to say I don't want to. And the hourly are just very minimal and beautiful. And I'll just show them to you real quick. So you can see here, there's a set of priorities. Then you've got the month at the top, so you can just circle it since these are undated. And then you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you can put the date out to the side. And then you've got the hours from 5 to 9 p.m. And so these are pretty minimal, and I know that I want to try out hourly. I'll talk about this a little bit later for my social media planning. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to incorporate that into my binder or if I wanted to use a separate planner. I will be probably starting the year off trying it in a separate planner that I'll show you in just a minute. So that's why I got the undated of these, because I probably won't use them at the beginning of the year, but I will use them later. I got 2 of these, what she calls the Duo Notes Graph and Blank, because I have previously purchased multiples of these and I have used them all because they're probably my favorite insert from her. So you've got a blank thing on the side and then you have graph paper over here. And I find this really good for project planning and note taking. And so I've just really been using the heck out of these and love them. So I wanted to get a couple of those. Then I also got from her these monthly calendar cards. So this is for the full year of 2022. And so you've got January, and it kind of looks like ink in water or something like that. So they're very minimal and pretty, and I think they'll be very nice to slip into those front pockets. So you have a little calendar there. And then she sent a few little freebies with the order that have a few little quotes, which she always does that. And I think it's just very nice. So that is my new A5 binder, and I'm so excited to set it up. And I will include, I'm not sure when it will come out, but I'm hoping to actually set it up later this afternoon. So hopefully I'll record that and give you guys a video on that pretty soon. But this A5 binder system is basically, even if I change the binder out, the core system is my HB90 goal planning or daily planning system with some extra things like notes, gratitude, reading journal, and things like that. So I'll share the rest of that with you later. Okay, so let's move on to Hobonichi planners. So I have multiple Hobonichi planners this year, and part of it was kind of I won't say accident because I did it intentionally, but just sort of a happy coincidence. I don't know. So let me show you kind of what I use. You guys followed, if you followed me before, you know that I've been using this for a couple of years. This was a Hobonichi 5-year journal that goes from 2020 to 2024. And basically this journal is a journal that has 365 days with an extra sheet on the side for every single day of the year. And for each day of the year, you get a little bit like 5 or 6 lines here to write a little bit about what happened for the day. And so you have a January 1st that you write in 2020, and then January 2nd, January 3rd, you go all the way to the end of the year. And then today, because it's the 1st, I wrote in December 31st, 2021 last night. And now today, I will write my first entry in 2022, and I will go through every single night and fill up all 2022. And then at the end of the year, come back to 2023. I haven't yet used any of these side pages yet, and I'm not sure how I'm going to use them. I've heard people say that what they have seen other people do is just continue these lines and make it a 10-year journal so that you can kind of get double the use out of it. But because you've got this little Japanese down here, I don't know if I want to do that or not. I might just start this year putting random memories over here or photos and just kind of play around with it. But I don't have a pretty cover or anything for this one. It's just basic, and it has the years on the spine. And I think that once I get to 2025, I'll just buy a new one. And I actually wanted to start using something like this earlier, but I wanted that 2020, 2025, 2030, 2035, and so on. So I waited until 2020 to use it. And you can see I used it pretty much every single day. I did have some days in October and then December this year and last year that I didn't quite fill out every single day, but I've kept up with it, and this is part of my evening routine. It just takes me a few minutes and I really enjoy it. Another part of my evening routine every year is, for the past, I think 3 years, I've been using a Hobonichi Techo Cousin, which is the A5 size, and I have really enjoyed this. So this is my tarot reading journal where I go through basically every single evening. I draw a tarot card, and I've been using the front part of this Hobonichi to put what card. And you can see I did this pretty religiously, like every single day until we got on the road. And then once we got on the road, like October, you can see I missed several days. I missed a few days at the beginning of December. And so I didn't stick to it every single day, but this planner, I probably stuck more with the daily pages than any planners that I've ever had before. And I really like that. So that's how I use this front section. This one, I had planned to do some journaling last year and never got around to it. On this section, on the monthlies, I tend to write like synchronicities and things that are important that happen, like important dates and stuff like that. And then when you get to the weeklies here, I draw a tarot card every night and I put which card is in, I put the card here, but then I also put the card and what it means to me here. So I've been keeping up with that pretty religiously. It's not obviously like decorated. I'm not using washi tape or stickers. It's just something I do to kind of track how often I'm drawing certain cards, what they mean to me. And then there's a few times when I don't have cards that were drawn. Then I also have I have a yearly tarot card reading with my spiritual mentor, Tanya Gonzalez. I actually did my reading yesterday and it was so good. And so she does the reading for me. And then what I did last year was I put the card. So she draws a card for you for every month of the year coming up. And so I put that card and what she said about it onto the monthly intro page. And so you can see January was 10 of Pentacles, February for me was the Devil and what it meant and those kind of things. So I'm going to do that again in my new one, but you can kind of get an idea of how nicely I used it. And then every single night I go in and I journal about my tarot cards or what's going on with me spiritually. So this is probably my most kept with journal. And I do readings for the new moon, for every full moon and things like that. So as I got into the later part of the year, I didn't put stickers and things into it as much. It was mostly just journaling. But you can kind of see the difference between a full year of use versus a brand new Hobonichi, because this one obviously is not used yet. But this was last year, and I will just keep it in this cover. Some of my little vinyls came off of that, but I've been very happy with this, and that really works for me. So I bought a new one for 2022. This one I think is called the Marshmallow cover, and it's just pink, and then I have a plastic cover on top of it. Last year I used a Salty Katie Co cover, so this year I'm using an official Hobonichi one, and I haven't set up anything in this yet, so it's just totally fresh. I did buy a few little things from the Hobonichi store, and I have some tabs to put in, but I haven't quite decided if I'm going to use these or some others, but it's just the same old Hobonichi cousin, and I'm going to use it in exactly the same way this year. And I might put some kind of stickers or something on the front, or I might just leave it this very soft pink. But I'm excited to use this again for my tarot journal. Another, looks like I've got something on this cover, which is why you use a cover. But I also have a Hobonichi Weeks. I've used one of these for the last few years as my budget planner, and that's how I think I intend to use that again this year. I usually carry this in my wallet, and then every time I go to the grocery store or we go out to eat, I will mark how much I spent in each of the weekly columns. So this planner has monthly pages. It also has, I think, a setup page similar. So you can see it's got this kind of yearly overview page where it has all 12 months here. And so I always had this intention that it would be really good for a budget planner to use this and put how much you spent every day of the month. But I've never kept up with this. So maybe this will be my year to keep up with it. And then you've got monthly pages, and then you have weekly pages. There are no daily pages in this. The weekly pages have the weeks horizontally over here and then a blank page over here. I'm sure you've seen the Hobonichi weeks before. And then in the back, this year I did not get the mega, which has more notes pages in the back. This is just the regular, and it's the peach color, which is actually more of a pink, I would say. And I am going to hopefully use this as a budget planner to keep track of our expenses, especially because we might be buying a house. And since we got rid of or sold 95% of our furniture, I also want to use this as a project planner for like furnishing the new house and decorating the new house. So I also wanted to show you guys some of the stickers that I'll be using with these kind of things. I'm not going to take you through each sticker, but over the past few years, I actually have purchased stickers for the Hobonichi weeks here and there. And then I just haven't really been using them. So this year is the year. So I have a bunch from Coffee Monsters Co. I have some from Very Cute Designs. There are some from Spotted Gum. And I also have some from Creative Seller and Sweet Kawaii Design. So I went through last night and I counted all the ones that I have. And it turns out I have like 40 weeks worth of stickers here that I've just been accumulating through sales and different things over the years. And I specifically did not put these into storage because I was hoping to use them this year. So this is the year I'm going to use these stickers. So you guys might see some Hobonichi weeks plan with me's coming up if you would like to see those. So that is my sort of budget and new house project tracker. And this will stay in my wallet. Then now we come to these two. This is the sort of flagship Hobonichi Checho or Techo. I'm not sure which way you say it. This is the A6 size. So in comparison, you can see it's quite a bit smaller from the A5 size. And this, I think, was the like original Hobonichi. And I did get a few little extras with all of these. I got the little extra notebooks. So I have some A6 notebooks with a little pencil board. I have some weeks notebooks and some cousin size notebooks that I will slip in and use as needed throughout the year. But what happened was I really wanted the Animal Crossing cover. I really, really wanted it, but it sold out on the Hobonichi website before I was able to grab it. So instead, I got this one, which is called, I think, Dream Soda, something like that. And it's this pretty blue color with a sort of coral pink interior. The planner itself, this planner has that overview year, the overview pages like this, and then it has monthly pages and daily pages. There are no weekly pages in this planner. It does come with two little page markers, but I knew that I wanted to use some kind of planner like this for daily affirmations and goals. So a couple of my different business mentors have talked in the past about how when they were trying to set a really important goal in their lives, they got up every single morning and wrote that goal down or some kind of affirmation related to that goal. Like, I am a #1 New York Times bestseller 15 times every morning. And I have never done this for myself, but it has always appealed to me. And I have some pretty big goals coming up this year that I would like to try this. It's kind of a manifestation technique. It's kind of just a confidence technique or a reminder of what I'm working toward. And there's just enough space here, I feel like, on the daily pages to just open it up every morning, write out the number, 15 numbers, and then just write that out every single day. I don't intend to use a lot of fancy stickers or anything like that. I may not even use the monthly pages or these early pages in here. I'm just going to use the daily pages to write down that one singular goal until I achieve it. And then if I achieve it throughout the year, then I'll switch to another goal. And so this is, I would say, kind of like a goal manifesting planner. But this is the one I bought. Now, the actual cover does not have this design on it, the blue cover. This is the plastic cover, which they call a cover on cover, is what has the design. You can kind of see there. So you can take this off and use it on a different planner if you wanted to, but it's very pretty. So I got this, and I think they have this cover on cover for some of the bigger size planners too. And this is beautiful. And because this is the one I got from the Japanese site, it actually has all of the little things down here at the bottom written in Japanese. But a month or so later, JetPens came out with their versions of the A6 planner, and guess what? They had the Animal Crossing one that I really wanted, and this one has the quotes written in English, so this is the English version. What I haven't decided yet is, will I use both? Could I use one for a gratitude planner and one for that very quick like morning affirmation, or do I want to give one away? I'm not 100% certain. I hate to part with either one of them because I love them so much, but at the same time, I could keep both of the covers and just give away one of the planners if I don't think I'm going to use it, but I just haven't fully decided. So if you have any other ideas for how to use one of these, let me know. I really don't want to overburden myself. Like, I use a lot of planners as it is, but not for just for the sake of using planners. I use them because they have a specific purpose. So I don't necessarily want to keep one that I don't think I need just to keep a planner. So I don't know, I haven't decided. But it has this pretty blue interior. It's got the little Animal Crossing symbol down here. And then the planner itself is just the regular Hobonichi. And then I did buy these little card inserts. And then it did also come with some little Animal Crossing stickers that are super cute. But what I love about this is I could use this again next year. And actually that may be what I end up doing, is just holding on to both of these. But since I'm not planning to use them as an actual planner, it doesn't matter to me if the 5th is a Tuesday or a Wednesday. So I may just use one this year and save the other one for next year and use it for the same purpose. And that way I just don't have to buy a new one for next year. And then I can switch the covers out anytime I want. So those are all of my Hobonichis. Okay, so next we're gonna look at kind of an Erin Condren stack with a random happy planner over here. I actually do have one more Erin Condren than what you see here in this stack, but I'm living in an apartment, and one of the challenges that we have found here so far is that the packages sometimes get delivered to the wrong place. They're supposed to deliver to like a package locker, and then they're supposed to send us a code. My package was delivered last week, but I never got a code. No one can seem to find it. So it's either lost or it's been stolen. So I'm gonna have to reorder it. And that's the second or third time that's happened to us since we got here just a few weeks ago. So at least we have a mail place to receive mail, and most of it is coming through fine. But I have lost a couple packages, so I'm gonna have to let Erin Condren know and see if they can reorder that for me. But I'm gonna walk you through what I'm doing with these. So this one is a monthly planner. I have been using this type of planner for an editorial calendar for the past 3 years or so. And usually I will get a big size one for my Heart Breathings editorial calendar and a smaller one that's this sort of classic size for my Sarra Cannon promotions, since I'm basically running 2 businesses with 2 different brands. But for the sake of space, since I'm already using so many planners, I have been using a monthly planner for both, and that's been working out fine as long as I add extra note pages. So this planner, when it comes to you, comes with a full year of monthly pages that look like this. So you have the monthly page. This is the Mid-Century Circles version. You have a monthly sort of planning dashboard, and then you have, I think it's 4 or 5 lined notes pages. And it should have the entire year with a little bit of notes pages in the back. Now for me, I use the notes pages more than anything in the editorial calendar because I do all of my planning for my promotions. I do all of my outlining for videos. I make checklists of what I'm doing when I'm working on my videos. So I use this pretty heavily for notes pages. So what I like to do is take it apart and create a 6-month planner that has twice as many notes pages. So I did this off camera, but if you look, you can see kind of where I tend to use needle nose pliers and pull this out. So I just pull this section out and this section out so that it's straight. Then I uncoil it put the pages together the way that I want, recoil it, and then tuck these back inside. If you want to actually see the process, I did this with a daily duo last year, so I will put that video down below, but that's another like hour-long video, so I will also put the timestamp if you want to actually see how I pull it apart. But this planner, what I've done to create an editorial calendar that'll work for me for 6 months is I left the beginning the same. I did use some stickers to mark this whole section. And when I go to create the second half of the year, I will bring these pages with me to the next planner as well. I'll take them out of this planner and put them in the other. My intention for this is to actually make a full list of what videos and what live streams I do so that at the end of the year, I can see a full list of how many videos I created, how many times I went live, so that I have just a log of all of that in one place. And then you've got a one-lined notes page. I have the monthly, which tends to get really full. I don't put every little thing that I'm doing on the monthly. I only put my videos on here. So this will have my Friday coffee chats on my Sarra Cannon channel. It'll have my mostly Thursday videos that are happening in the on my Heart Breathings channel if I have a random Sunday video or something like that. And sometimes I will actually put the double down day or the virtual writing retreat or whatever on here, just so I know how that coincides with my other videos. Or I'll put something about my courses because I will maybe want to mention it in a video that I've got this course coming up. So that goes on here, but I don't put like personal birthdays and different stuff on here. This is just for a planning tool for myself. This page I didn't tend to really use too much last year, so I'm going to try to utilize it more this year with that list of videos that I created, and then maybe using this section down here that's the dot grid section for a tracker of basically how many views each video got in the first 24 hours and things like that. So I think I'm going to try to keep up with that here, because I think even though those statistics are kept inside YouTube, it would be nice to be able to see them at a glance in the place where I'm planning my videos. But when I put this together, I put an extra 2 or 3 notes pages. It looks like I did 2. So I just added 2 additional notes pages to each month in here. And I just pulled them out of notebooks that I had that were partially used. And that way I have more pages to actually outline and plan what's going on in the month of January. Then it repeats all the way through the end of June. And then the notes section, which came with it, was somewhere like this many pages. And I went in and added some pages from a Sanrio / Hello Kitty notebook. And so now I've got basically twice as many note pages in here. And then you've got stickers in the back with a little folder. And the rest of this planner, I just have on a clip in my closet. And so when I get toward, June, beginning of June, I will go through and I will take the stuff off of this coil and recoil it with July through December. So that is my monthly editorial calendar. This planner, you can see I've already got it marked with social media. This is going to be an experiment for me. And I saw on Instagram, many of you were like, oh, I want to see how you're going to use an hourly layout for social media planner. I've got ideas. I've been already kind of playing around with it. So I will keep you guys updated on whether this works for me, because I really do want to have a dedicated social media planner that is actual physical planner instead of having just everything in the cloud. Right now, my social media strategy is basically just to post on Instagram when I feel like it. And I really want to get more intentional and see if that can increase. Just being more consistent this year is one of my goals. So with this page, which is similar to that opening page of the previous planner, I'm hoping to put my stats on here, like how many Instagram followers did I start out the month with, what kind of engagement am I getting on each platform, so that I have that yearly overview. Then you've got the January monthly. This, again, I think I'm going to use a color code. And the tricky thing with my social media planning is because I do have 2 Instagrams that have very different color brands, very different messages. One's for writers, one's for readers. And so I'm not sure how I'm going to set them all apart. What I might end up doing is having everything in purple that has to do with Sarra Cannon brand and everything in pink that has to do with Heart Breathings, and just mark here like with little dots and say like, this day I posted this on Instagram or whatever as an overview, but it's going to be an experiment and I'm kind of excited to test it out. Again, I don't know how I'm going to use this page either. If you guys know of anybody that uses an hourly planner or has some good tips on social media planning in a paper planner, I would love to see links to those videos down below if you have them. So this was kind of a test run trial of how I want to set things up. This was last week's, of course, January 1st is when I'm recording this. And what I've done, because I was showing you guys some of the stickers that I'm using, is I placed an order with Planner Kate and Paper Dove Shop. And I actually have some coming from, I think, Black Dog Studios and a few others as well, that are not full kits that you would use like in a vertical planner or whatever, but these are like mini kits. And I think that what Planner Kate calls these are samplers, so weekly sampler. So you don't have the full kit, but you have the washi strips, one full box, some little quarter boxes, half boxes, and then some embellishments and a weekend sticker. These were a few dollars, maybe $5 or less, and if you can find them on sale. So I bought a ton of just that. And I think what I'm going to do is use the washi strips, put the full box over here, have a to-do list here, and then on the hourly, I'm going to have when new videos are going up and where I'm promoting them and where I'm going to be posting, because it's more than just about what day I'm posting. I want to be able to track when I'm posting, 10 a.m., 10:30, you know, when are things going up? When are they scheduled for? And how can I plan that out as much in advance as possible so that I can schedule this stuff out instead of having to do it on a daily basis or just whenever I remember it. So that's what I'm hoping to do with the hourly planner, is actually go through once a week. So maybe on Sundays to plan out my social media for next week. I'll put those pretty stickers on it, which always inspires me a little bit. And then I will actually plan out, okay, I have a video coming out on Thursday. I want to pre-promote it on Wednesday, extra promote it on Sunday, you know, whatever, and actually have those things scheduled out here in my planner. And we'll see kind of how that goes. I'm still looking for a really good digital scheduler. I was using Hootsuite in the past. I've also tried Loomly. But again, the challenge that I have is that I have multiple Facebook groups. I have 2 Instagrams, 2 Facebook pages. And it's difficult to find a social media scheduler where I can schedule in all those different places with 2 different accounts. So if you have any suggestions, let me know, because I'm going to be hiring an assistant this year pretty soon in the year. And I want something that she or he can also take over. And so I need something that's like team-based. And that was the problem with Hootsuite, is like I could schedule everything out, but to have 2 users was like $200 and something a month, which just isn't worth it to me. So still on the hunt for the perfect social media scheduler. So if you have suggestions, please let me know. But I have tons of very cool Planner Kate stickers. And then these Paper Dove Shops, I thought they were so cool. And this I don't think this is a full kit. I think she called these mini kits, but you can see you've got full boxes on this. So I might use this one in my vertical planner instead of here in these. But there are so many cute designs that she has there. So I will share stickers and plan with me's as needed throughout the year, but this is my hourly layout. Then this is actually a teacher planner that some of you know I purchased as intended to be a homeschool planner for Andrew. It had a different cover on it, and it was my intention was that we would do his homeschool planning in a paper planner. But then like immediately my husband, who is doing a lot of the paper or a lot of the homeschooling stuff, was like, no, we're doing it digitally. So I didn't end up using this planner basically at all. I had even bought these little header stickers and put them in for the entire month of September, and we just didn't use them. So I'm hoping to repurpose this planner, and I will be franken planning this, changing it out with some different things. So if you guys actually want me to record the process of taking this apart and creating a new planner, then I will happily record that for you. Obviously, we're through October, December is gone. So I want to take this apart, take those months out, and either redate them and put them into the back of the planner or just recycle them. And I have gone through an Etsy seller called Hip Digichick, and she creates headers for these planners that have some pretty colors to them. And so what I'm going to do is something I've seen some other YouTubers here do, which is take these top boxes and relabel them as Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with a notes section here. So I had her create these boxes for me to go along the top, and then relabeling, like whiting out these dates over here and using these boxes for the 7 days a week, because the teacher planner or academic planner only has Monday through Friday. My intention for this planner, to repurpose it, is to become my 6 months for life planner, which is basically, like, you could call it a glow up, you could call it a self-care planner, but I had intended to do a program, like my own sort of change your life in 6 months, sort of, I don't even know what to call it, project, I guess, last year, right? And I was planning to start it in August, right before we moved. And so I did sort of work on those kind of things, like putting myself as a priority, putting my health and fitness as a priority. But I didn't fully stick with it the way I had intended. And I bought a plum paper planner to go with it, but I ended up having to put that in storage because we just didn't have space for it. And I wish I had known we weren't going to use this, because then I could have brought that plum paper, but it's all water under the bridge now. But what I was thinking is, I kind of was using this as an example, that I could put up here something like nutrition. Did I stick with my plan? Did I eat what I intended? Meditation. Did I have a goal to be meditating every day? Glow up. So like, how much am I weighing? So I'm working on weight loss and getting my polycystic ovarian syndrome under control. Did I do something like booking a massage? Did I go outside and go for a walk? Exercise log, like I'm trying to do yoga every day. How many steps did I get? And then using this bottom part for any notes on my mood for the day. And so I think that might be how I arrange those 5 little boxes each day. And I'm going to try it and we'll see. This is this is similar to how I was going to use that plum paper planner anyway. And so hopefully this will work out. If not, I might arrange it a different way. But I am going to purchase a large notebook so that I can go. This would go then from January to August, which would get me through that 6 months and then some. And so I thought about taking those first pages out and then adding an entire full notebook into the back, or into like part of those pages into the spaces between months, so that I could keep track of some other things like habit trackers, like with my yoga and different stuff like that. So I have some ideas, but if you guys want to see like a full setup of what I decide to do with it once I've made all those choices, let me know in the comments down below. So a few other little planners that I do have also. I bought this Gratitude Changes Everything Happy Planner. It has the gold discs and it has some mostly like muted sort of pastel colors. I love polka dots, so I was very excited for this planner. But I did add some note pages into the front, but this is how it actually starts. You've got the year overview, and then you've got, similar to what you found, like what we saw in those Hobonichi planners, you have like every day of the year gets its own line. So this would be a great way to either put something you're grateful for every day, if you wanted to use this for a budget planner, how much money you spent. I will probably use this for a weight loss tracker that I can put my weight in every single day or once a week or whatever. But this is going to be my meal planner. And if you have ever seen my video on Bright Line Eating and how I use a happy planner, then you will know that I'm getting back into that. So I'm starting Bright Line Eating again on January 6th. And if you guys want to hear more about it, I'm happy to share. I probably will be sharing in my Discord channel a little bit, but I also don't want to, and this is not really a food kind of channel. We're talking about writing and planning, but it is an important part of my creativity is feeding my body well. And I find with polycystic ovarian syndrome that the more sugar I eat and the worse my hormones are, the harder it is for me to focus and be creative and feel good during the day. So I'm trying to focus more on getting good sleep, getting good food in, drinking more water, getting more exercise. And part of that is weight loss, because I think that'll help my health in the long run. But a lot of it is just trying to get my hormones in balance. So it does play into my writing life, even though people don't always talk about how your health can play into that, but I am going to be using this planner to track that. I probably won't do much with the monthly spread, but this gives you an idea of how I might set up a weekly spread using Happy Planner stickers or whatever else. And so I kind of set up a couple here because I'm starting it on Thursday, so I'm planning to go shopping on Wednesday, and then every single day I will mark in the top box what I'm eating for breakfast, the middle box what I'm eating for lunch, and the bottom box what I'm eating for dinner. So we're gonna see how this goes, but this is just a plain, otherwise just a plain regular old Happy Planner. But I really liked this one and the colors because the polka dots and the pastels and stuff, I just thought it was really pretty. And then I did add some little note pages here to the front so that I can write out my favorite breakfasts and things like that. So I will be using this. This planner will just live out on the kitchen counter, and I will hopefully fill it in every Sunday when I do my main planning, and that'll be my meal planner. And then two more little things are, I won't talk about this too much, but this is sort of a record, like a bullet journal sort of thing. It's a Look Term 1917, but it's lined journal. It's not dot grid. And I set this up a couple months ago during NaNoWriMo to hopefully track the writing of my 12th book in my series. And because of some of the other things that were going on, I didn't get as far into the book as I had hoped, but month of January is a brand new chance for me. So I'm going to be tracking my monthly or my daily writing sprints. I'm going to be tracking plot and character arc things. I'm going to be tracking, all of my scenes and note cards and different stuff like that. And then I also will have daily journaling for the days that I'm writing of what my goal was for the day and what I actually wrote. Now, I will be talking in my Kanban/goal reset video about some different things I'm doing to help me write more this year. So I will include this notebook a little bit more in that video. But it's not exactly a planner per se, but it's a notebook that I'm using kind of as a record and a writing planner. The other thing that I've been using throughout this year is a B6 Stalogy in this very pretty Gilio pink croc leather cover. And mostly it has been kind of a daily morning journal for me. Like when I got up in the morning, I would try to write what I was eating, what I was reading. And I did use this for a good bit of the year until we got into November and NaNoWriMo and things just got too busy and I didn't get a chance to keep up with it. So I filled this about halfway, but I don't know that I really have a good use for it for the rest of the year. So this you might see come back up in a notebook challenge video, but I just kind of wanted to update you on that. And I'll share more about this in the January notebook challenge, but I don't know that I'm going to be using this as a morning planner, but it might show back up in my planner lineup later in the year. I also do have an iPad Pro, and I love to use GoodNotes for more notebooks and planners. And I do actually happen to have a planner in here called the Fresh Start Planner, or Fresh Start Workbook. This is my business mentor, Amber McHugh's yearly planner, and I don't think it's very expensive. It's maybe $20 or $30, and sometimes she does run sales on it. It might be $40 at most, but it is just a PDF that you can print out or you can use in GoodNotes or whatever, and she does actually have a paper planner as well. It is like a guide for setting your business goals throughout the year. But I really like this planner. Even though I set my business goals and my 90-day planning in my HB90 planner, I also do use this because she is much more business oriented than like a writer. She's more of an entrepreneur. And so she asks questions that are different from the types of questions I ask in HB90. And there's a lot of really interesting journaling, like what are you working toward? And she has just good things that she says throughout. So I do recommend this as well. So this is another planner. And once you get into the actual months, so the first part of it is goal setting, similar to HB90, but it's more about like actually setting your revenue and how much money you want to make this year, what products you're going to offer. And so it can be really good for anybody having like a product-based business or courses like I have, or even just your books and how many copies you think you'll sell. So like I said, it's similar to HB90 in that you're setting goals, but it's different in that you're getting so much more out of it in terms of the business side of things rather than what you're going to do. So that's kind of neat. And then I use this in general as a notebook for myself as well that I like to put a lot of things into. So this kind of, as another thing, becomes a planner in and of itself. But that is my 2022 planner lineup.
So that's it for my 2022 planners. I realized afterward that I forgot to say what that final Erin Condren planner that I had ordered was that never arrived. It is a vertical planner, which is kind of their flagship planner that has the 3 vertical boxes that I plan to use as a family gaming and memory planner. I've had one of those each year. I don't typically share them because they're more like private memories, but if you guys do want to see some of how I'm using that planner later once it gets here, I will happily show that to you. Hopefully it'll be here in a week or so. But I am so excited to try out a new system with the hourly planner and to see how these things are going to work. And I'm very, very excited to set up my new cloth and paper A5 planner, which I will share with you guys later, either this week or next week. So very, very happy new year to you all. I'm so happy that you're here. If you happen to be new to this channel and you love planners and to talk about organization, and maybe even you've wanted to write a book of your own someday, I would love for you to join our Hearties community and hit that subscribe button. We are almost to 50,000 subscribers, which still kind of blows my mind. But if you have been here a while, also, I just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting me over the last year, supporting my courses, my planners, the videos, telling other people about it. It just means the world to me. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait for all that 2022 will bring for us. I love you. Have a great New Year's, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.